You're watching a reality check exclusive. The boundaries between what constitutes freedom of expression and what violates laws on hate speech in India is fiercely contested. But one clear trend is emerging. If you're an ordinary citizen, a Facebook post, a cartoon, a WhatsApp forward can land you in jail almost immediately. All because you may have mocked a political leader or an authority figure online. If, on the other hand, you're a politician, then you can make death threats, incite communal hatred, threaten violence, and there will be no consequences. What you're about to see tonight are the results of two separate investigations. NDTV's Nimisha Jaiswal reports on the arbitrary but immediate manner in which the law bears down on ordinary people for a satirical or offensive or silly post, while Sukirti Dwivedi traces how VIP abusers get away, only to abuse again and again. Our time frame for the cases we have selected is this year, 2017. First, from their reporting, a story that brings out the double standards, the stark contrast between how Haryana police reacted to a high-profile politician who threatened beheading and a young man who posted a lewd image of a ruling party neta.
Shakib, a 19-year-old tailor from Kheda Mewat, a village near Saharanpur in western Uttar Pradesh. This family of 11 shares 3 basic phones. Shakib went on a hunger strike for 4 days to get his 7,000 rupee smartphone, but this smartphone has become a terror and a curse for this family. On November 15, he used it to share a photo on a WhatsApp group named Jati Pasand, a morphed image of Prime Minister Modi in an obscene embrace with a woman. That image was seen by Mukesh Sharma, a BJP functionary 360 kilometers away in Tohana, Haryana, who was on the same WhatsApp group. Sharma filed a complaint on November 15 in Haryana. At the time, Shakib was in Uttarakhand working as a tailor. The Haryana police reacted immediately, driving 360 kilometers the very next day to arrest Shakib. He was charged with Section 67 of the IT Act, which penalizes the distribution of obscene content online, and with Section 292 of the IPC. Both carry a maximum sentence of 3 years and 2 years respectively. Legal experts say neither of these sections applies to a case like this.
A lot of the political satire and criticism also, which is being charged under obscenity provisions of the Indian Penal Code as well as the Information Technology Act, is another instance of the abuse of law. These provisions are not intended to apply against this.
Shakib spent 13 days in jail before getting bail, unusually long for an offence of this nature. आपको कुछ बताया क्यों ले गए हैं, किस वजह से ले गए हैं?
बस मोबाइल का ही वो बताया हम तो बस
और आपको
तो पता भी रात कुछ नहीं.
4 days later, in another part of the state, Suraj Pal Ammu, the BJP's chief media coordinator in Haryana, made this comment during the Padmavati controversy.
मैं उस मेरठ के नौजवान को बधाई देना चाहता हूं, केवल मात्र 5 करोड़ का इनाम. मित्रों, अगर कोई गर्दन काट के लाएगा तो 10 करोड़ तो हम देंगे, परंतु 10 करोड़ के बाद उसके परिवार का पालन पोषण भी हम करेंगे. करेंगे कि नहीं करेंगे? हाथ खड़ा करके बोलो.
In response, 2 days later, Pawan Kumar, a resident of Gurugram, filed an FIR in this police station on charges of criminal intimidation.
And yet, the same Haryana police, which took only 2 days to arrest a young man for a WhatsApp forward, has taken no action against a politician who called for a beheading.
When we spoke to Haryana police about the blatant double standards, they said the two cases cannot be compared.
You cannot basically compare the two investigations at one benchmark or parameter, because X initiative or X action has been taken in this particular case. The same standard should be applied, because every case has its own facts, own evidences, own merits, and IO has to appreciate the fact and then go ahead. Fatehabad case, investigation was done, evidences were on record, arrest has been made. As far as the other case is concerned, again it is under investigation. So this Gurgaon case is under investigation, FIR is there, and once investigation is over, the way things comes out, action will be taken.
If the police claim that in case of Shakib's WhatsApp, they acted swiftly because evidence was on record, it remains unclear what investigation was needed for Amu's statement. After all, it was a public statement that was viral on all media, social and mainstream.
If you say pressure, I'll straight away deny any kind of pressure, because pressure में तो फिर FIR भी नहीं होती. If you talk about the pressure, there is no pressure. See, registration of FIR is right of a man. Every common citizen has right to get an FIR registered.
When we spoke to Amu, he said that nobody from the police had called him for questioning yet.
मैंने वो अंतरिम जमानत ले लिया साहब, क्योंकि पार्टी से इस्तीफा दे दिया. बेल मैंने इसलिए ले ली कि मैं कानून का सम्मान करता हूँ. पुलिस के इन्वेस्टिगेशन में मैं ज्वाइन करने वाला हूँ, और जब पुलिस मुझसे जो सहयोग चाहेगी निश्चित तौर पे मैं करूँगा.
The complete absence of enforcing the law has allowed Amu, who had since resigned from the BJP, to make more violent threats.
रणनीति फारूक अब्दुल्ला के मुंह पर लाल चौक पर जाकर थप्पड़ मारने का मेरा सपना है. अगर फारूक अब्दुल्ला की मां ने दूध पिलाया है तो मुझे मिले लाल चौक पर.
Meanwhile, Shakib's family remains in shock.
अच्छा, पढ़ावा तीसरी है, वो उसे पता नहीं है सही तरीके में किस तरह से इस्तेमाल करना, किस तरह नहीं.
While Amu has no such fears.
मेरा गला नहीं घुटाया जा सकता, मुझे दबाया नहीं जा सकता. मनुष्य को एक बार मरना है. डर डर के जीना नामर्द जिया.
With Sukirti Dwivedi, this is Nimisha Jaiswal for NDTV.
In fact, Surajpal, Amu told our reporter that he has widespread political support and he was planning to hold a rally in Panchkula in Haryana this weekend, which he went ahead and did. Here, in fact, are images from the gathering called the Swabhiman Rally about the hurt sentiments of Rajputs, where presumably in the presence of police, he repeated the same threats and incitements to violence, this time before a public gathering.
फारूक अब्दुल्ला साहब, आपकी उम्र बहुत ज्यादा है, मेरे दादा से भी ऊपर है, पर जो जिस प्रकार की आपकी बदतमीजियां हैं, मैं आपके गोरे गोरे गालों पर तो चमाट लगाना चाहता हूं. लाल कर दूंगा, तुम्हारे गाल लाल कर दूंगा.
We traced 7 cases like that of Shakib, the young man from Uttar Pradesh. Ordinary people who this year were charged and arrested for Facebook or WhatsApp posts mocking politicians or the government or the judiciary. Legal experts say that satire in itself does not constitute an offence. So how does the police get around this? We found that for an act of satire, people are being charged with laws that are now defunct, laws that are meant to combat computer hacking, laws against pornography, and even the charge of sedition. Almost all of those arrested are out on bail, but the impact on their lives has been devastating.
In March this year, 24-year-old Rahat Khan was working at his Jan Suvidha Kendra in Dankor, Greater Noida, when the police came knocking.
तो इसके लिए मेरे को थाने जाना पड़ा. पुलिस वाले आए मेरे को दुकान से, मैं दुकान पर ही बैठा हुआ था, आए कि चलो बैठो गाड़ी में. मैं उनको लेकर के मैं उनके साथ चला गया, क्योंकि उनके काफ़ी काम पड़ते रहते हैं. मेरे को जानकारी नहीं थी मैं किस लिए लेकर के जा रहे हैं मेरे को यहाँ से.
His offence, a Facebook post showing a Yogi Adityanath lookalike with a semi-dressed woman. He claims the image was not posted by him. It was, however, seen by Naveen Sharma, a worker of the Hindu Yuva Vahini, an outfit founded by Yogi.
मैं महाराज योगी आदित्यनाथ को उसी तरीके से मानता हूं जिस तरीके से मैं भगवान को मानता हूं. अगर भगवान को छेड़ना धर्म के विरुद्ध है तो महाराज जी के प्रति भी टिप्पणी करना धर्म के विरुद्ध है. जब मैं पोस्ट को देखा तो मुझे बहुत घृणा सी महसूस हुई. अच्छा नहीं लगा कि जिस व्यक्ति के बारे में हम लोग ही नहीं पूरा उत्तर प्रदेश जानता हो कि वो एक हिंदूवादी चेहरे हैं, और उस पर अगर कोई उंगली उठा रहा हो तो यह हमारे धर्म के विरुद्ध है.
The police arrested Rahat the very same day as the complaint, charging him with Section 66A of the IT Act, which penalizes grossly offensive or annoying content online. Except this section was struck down by the Supreme Court back in 2015. The charge was later corrected to Section 66 of the IT Act, which penalizes transferring information on the internet or gaining unauthorized access with fraudulent or dishonest intent. In simpler terms, meant to be used against hackers. Rahat was sent to jail for 42 days.
It is a complete inapplication of Section 66 itself. I think it's an abuse of law, as some kind of institutional malpractice or culture which is built within police departments, given their previous practice of using Section 66A, which was struck down by the Supreme Court because it was unduly vague.
The police also charged Rahat with Section 153A, a more serious charge of disturbing communal harmony, even though the post was about an individual and not a religion. When we asked the police about this, they said the Hindu Yuva Vahini is a religious organization and offending it is offending religious sentiment. The same pattern of using wrongful sections of law and then a gradual escalation of charges emerges in the case of 19-year-old Zakir Ali Tyagi from Muzaffarnagar. His so-called crime, posting sarcastic comments against the UP Chief Minister.
आलोचना ये थी कि जब यूपी में सीएम पद की शपथ जो है योगी आदित्यनाथ साहब ने ली थी, तो शपथ ग्रहण करने के बाद वो अपने शहर गोरखपुर में जाते हैं और गोरखपुर में अपने एक भाषण के दौरान कहते हैं कि गुंडे बदमाश यूपी छोड़कर चले जाएं। तो उसी पर जो है नेशनल स्पीक पोर्टल के जर्नलिस्ट वसीम अकरम त्यागी ट्विटर पर लिख देते हैं कि मेरी क्या मजाल योगी जी जो आपको कह सके कि आप पर भी 28 मुकदमे दर्ज हैं जिनमें 22 बहुत गंभीर है। तो उसी पोस्ट को मैंने ट्विटर से कॉपी करके फेसबुक पर पोस्ट कर दिया था और उसी का स्क्रीनशॉट किसी युवक ने जो है लेकर जो है ट्वीट पर ऑनलाइन रिपोर्ट कर दी थी, जिसकी वजह से पुलिस ने मुझको अरेस्ट करके जो है 40 दिन तक जेल में रखा।
That man was Ashit Tyagi, a Ghaziabad-based journalist who tweeted Zakir's post to the police in Ghaziabad.
तो एक मुख्यमंत्री के लिए इस असंसदीय भाषा का जो इस्तेमाल उसने किया था, उस पर मुझे आपत्ति थी, उसकी मैंने शिकायत की थी। इससे भावनाएं भड़क सकती हैं, इससे सीएम योगी के समर्थक भड़क सकते हैं, कानून व्यवस्था की सवाल यूपी में खड़ा हो सकता है। इस पर कार्रवाई के लिए मैंने उनसे गुजारिश की थी।
Zakir was arrested the same day on the basis of the tweet and charged with the wrongful Section 66. He was also charged for impersonation for posting a martyred policeman's image as his profile photo. Zakir spent 42 days in jail. When the police was asked, they said IT charges were just a matter of what gets noticed. But what followed was shocking. Zakir's charge sheet shows that after he was released on bail, he was charged with Section 124A, sedition, which carries a maximum sentence of life imprisonment. The police initially denied adding the sedition charge, but on being questioned on why it's in the charge sheet, they evaded the question and deferred responsibility to unavailable officers. In November this year, Afghan Soni, a 28-year-old journalist based in Meerut, received a video mocking the Achhe Din slogan. On the 2nd of November at 8:30 am, he accidentally forwarded it to a Meerut police WhatsApp group.
और 3-4 बजे के आसपास मेरे खिलाफ एफआईआर दर्ज सिविल लाइन थाने में हो गई। एसएसपी के आदेश से ये सब हुआ है और मुझे नहीं पता कि ये क्या हुआ, एकदम अचानक ही मेरे साथ जो है खिलाफ हो गए, पता नहीं क्यों हुआ मेरे साथ।
The law against hacking was used once again and Section 500 of the IPC for defamation. Soni was not arrested because offences that invite less than 7 years in prison do not lead to an arrest unless the offender doesn't cooperate, though others charged under the anti-hacking law have not been shown that lenience. The Meerut police still doesn't seem to be clear about what Section 66 is meant for.
If it is clubbed with any of the IPC sections and in case a clear-cut offence is made through the IPC sections, we get it registered, and because it was the offence made through internet, and therefore the IT Act had to be invoked in that. And there was a video in which there was some kind of a mockery of the Honorable Prime Minister's speech.
And it isn't UP alone. In West Bengal's Balurghat district, Debajit Roy, a businessman, was slapped with Section 66 of the IT Act and Indian Penal Code sections penalizing obstruction of public servants in October for criticizing the police on Facebook over Durga Puja traffic regulations. He was jailed for 3 days. In Tamil Nadu, 18-year-old Thirumurugan, a student from Srivilliputhur, was charged with Section 67 of the IT Act on the distribution of obscene content online this October for using abusive language against the Prime Minister. A fan of actor Vijay, he was responding to a BJP functionary's derogatory post about the film Mercil's criticism of the GST. In November, 40-year-old Mahalakshmi, a housewife from Vellore, was sent to prison for 2 weeks for criticizing a judge of the Madras High Court. In a Facebook post, Mahalakshmi had named Justice Kirubakaran and alleged that his comments against a teachers' union strike were coloured by personal bias. She was charged with IPC sections that penalize provocation with the intent to cause riot and public mischief. All of them are out on bail now, but the charges remain, casting a long shadow on their lives.
और मुझे भी कहीं कहीं मुझे शक की नज़रों से भी देखा गया और मेरे जहाँ तक काम करने का सवाल है तो मुझे जो पुलिस की इन्फॉर्मेशन थी, ब्रीफिंग थी, प्रेस ब्रीफिंग थी, प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस थी, वो हमें नहीं मिल पा रही हैं, जिसके कारण हमारे काम पर फर्क पड़ रहा है।
अपराध ना करे अपराधी जगह नहीं এবং সেখানে বিভিন্ন অপরাধীর সাথে এক সেলে থাকতে হয় পারিবারিক সম্মান আমার স্ত্রীর শান্তি এবং সেই 3 দিন আমার স্ত্রী কোনো কিছু খেতে পারেনি আমার বৃদ্ধ মা চোখের জল ফেলেছে
कम से कम 6 महीने बैग में चले गए हम पीछे में मतलब काम अपना वो भी मारा गया जो मैं कमाता वो भी बेकार गया दुकानें बंद रही घर के भी अपना काम वाम छोड़ के सब परेशान रहे।
चार्जशीट में जब राजद्रोह की धारा जो है दिखाई देती है तो मैं तो सोच लेता हूँ कि जो है जिंदगी शायद जो है अब खत्म हो गई है।
Now, in the same month, the same 12 months that ordinary Indians were getting jailed for social media posts, India's notorious VIP hate mongers had a free run. Sukriti Dwivedi's report begins with the case of a BJP MLA from Hyderabad who has 5 FIRs against him for hate speech, from threatening beheading to repeated Muslim baiting. And yet she uncovers why he's not spent a single day in jail.
In May this year, this provocative statement surfaced on Facebook.
मैं आपको ये कहना चाहूंगा, आपके माध्यम से ये सरकार को ये कहना चाहूंगा कि ओल्ड सिटी एक मिनी पाकिस्तान बनने जा रहा है।
This man is not a fringe extremist. He is T. Raja Singh, BJP MLA from the Gosha Mahal seat in Hyderabad. On the basis of this statement, an FIR was filed in Mir Chowk police station under section 153A of the IPC for disturbing communal harmony. The police told us that they had questioned T. Raja once but planned to send the report to an SIT for further investigation, fitting a wider pattern of inaction when it comes to T. Raja Singh, a serial offender known for making hate speeches and death threats. We checked the status of different FIRs that have been registered against the BJP MLA T. Raja Singh at different police stations in Hyderabad. Many of these cases have been closed. Many of these have been pending for almost 2 years now. In April this year, he said this.
जो भी भारत देश में रहना है, चाहे वो किसी भी जाति का क्यों न हो, वंदे मातरम तुम्हें गाना ही होगा। अगर वंदे मातरम तुम नहीं गाओगे, तो तुम्हें इस भारत देश में रहने का अधिकार नहीं होगा।
And this.
अरे हम तो कई वर्षों से ये दिन की प्रतीक्षा कर रहे हैं कि कब तुम गद्दार सर उठाए और हम तुम्हारे सर कलम कर दें। अरे अयोध्या में राम मंदिर तो बन के ही रहेगा, उसकी कोई औकात नहीं जो अयोध्या में राम मंदिर रोड पे बना दे।
For both these statements, FIRs were filed at the Dabirpura police station in April under section 295A, which deals with deliberate acts intended to outrage religious feelings. But both the cases were closed within a matter of just 4 months. T. Raja was not called for questioning even once in either of the cases. The only explanation were these closure notices, which were sent to the complainant. They say that if he wants to oppose the report, he should approach the court within a week of receiving the notice.
क्लोज कर देना, राइट ऑफ स्पीच के ओपिनियन लेके क्लोज कर देना, राइट ऑफ स्पीच।
जांच में क्या
वो ओपिनियन ले, वो तो हमने ना लॉ एक्सपर्ट्स रहते हैं ना, पब्लिक प्रॉसिक्यूटर, उनके लेके क्लोज कर।
According to Siddharth Luthra, one of India's leading criminal lawyers and former Additional Solicitor General, the statements do invite legal action for a host of charges.
In unfortunate statement, there is no reason to make such a statement, but it doesn't really fall within breach of the law. The second statement, which talks about beheading people, is not only offensive, it is in breach of the criminal law, and the offences attracted are cognizable offences. If the police choose not to register an FIR on the second statement, not to act, then it is a failure of the duty of the police to act.
The complainant alleged that the authorities were deliberately protecting T. Raja Singh.
जो भी कंप्लेंट दे रहे हैं इमीडिएट एफआईआर इशू कर दे रहे हैं। पूरे मीडिया में ये बात आ रही है कि पुलिस हैज टेकन एक्शन अगेंस्ट राजा सिंह। पूरे दूसरे दिन अखबारात में आ रहा है कि हेडलाइंस में आ रहा है कि राजा सिंह के खिलाफ में मुकदमा बुक किया गया है बोल के। इससे क्या हो रहा है, उनको हिंदूज में एक पॉपुलैरिटी हो रही है इसकी तरफ से। तो अब ये बोल रहे हैं कि हमारे को इसके अंदर लीगल आया इसके अंदर बोल के, उसके बाद में केस क्लोज कर दे रहे हैं और हमारे को एक नोटिस दे रहे हैं कि आपका केस जो है लैक ऑफ एविडेंस। और क्या एविडेंस देना बताइए आप।
In July last year, he endorsed the beatings of Dalits in Una on the false ground that they had killed and skinned a cow.
जिसने भी जो गाय काटने के लिए जो भी दलित जो गाय को या गाय के मांस को जो ले जा रहा था, जो उसकी पिटाई हुई है वो बहुत ही अच्छी हुई है।
We are now in Hyderabad, where we are currently standing at the Mangalhat police station, where an FIR was registered against the BJP MLA T. Raja Singh in August 2016, when he had made a comment against the Dalit community by saying that the incident that happened in Una was justified. Police tell us the FIR was lodged on the basis of a complaint by an NGO worker, and Singh was charged with promoting communal hate. But they say that the case was transferred to the cyber cell because it was a Facebook video. A final FIR was filed against him in Golconda police station in February 2016 for hurting religious sentiments. But the police was still waiting nearly after 2 years for the forensic science laboratory report to arrive. Top police officials were vague when asked why there has been no clear action.
The case got transferred. But sir, the FSL reports also, some of them being pending for 2 years now. So does the police not try to, expedite those cases in terms of...
Yeah, sure. I'll find out. This is not in my notice actually, this kind of delay. Because usually delay happens when they're in a dilemma. There are certain doubts. They have to call some other second expert's opinion. Those things actually delay down things. I'll find out if such a delay is there because of technical reasons. I'll find out and expedite.
Raja Singh told us he has not spent a single day in jail.
हमारे ऊपर जितने भी पुलिस स्टेशनों में हेट स्पीचेस के ऊपर जो एफआईआर्स हुए हैं, उस एफआईआर्स में अभी तक हमें पुलिस ने अरेस्ट नहीं किया। के लिए यानी ये पहले मेरे लिए मेरा धर्म बड़ा है, राजनीति मेरे लिए उतना इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है। मेरा धर्म पहले बड़ा है, मेरा देश मेरा बड़ा है और मेरे धर्म के लिए, मेरे देश के लिए मैं कुछ भी कर सकता हूं। अगर इस कार्य में अगर मेरे ऊपर 1000 केस नहीं लाख केस भी अगर बुक होते हैं तो मुझे कोई गम नहीं है।
Alright, so Surajpal Ammu and Raja Singh are far from the only VIP hate mongers who abused with impunity this year and got away. Rabri Devi, former Bihar Chief Minister, in response to a BJP leader who said anyone who dares raise their hands at the Prime Minister will have their hands cut off, warned that the Prime Minister too risks having his neck cut off. Now, this statement, legal experts told us, could invite charges of criminal intimidation, but no FIR has been filed till now. Just 6 days later, her son Tej Pratap warned that there is a conspiracy to kill his father Lalu Prasad Yadav and said that they will skin Narendra Modi.
मर्डर कराने की साजिश रची जा रही है, उनको मुंहतोड़ जवाब हम देंगे नरेंद्र मोदी जी का।
आपको नहीं लगता कि केंद्र सरकार
नरेंद्र मोदी का
आपको नहीं लगता कि केंद्र सरकार
जाके बोलिए।
In this case, an FIR was filed by a BJP leader in Delhi. The case was transferred to Patna, but there's been no action. And then we have the governor of Tripura, Tathagat Roy, whose Twitter feed, even before he became governor, would make news for the communally inflammatory nature of it, a habit that has been unchanged since he took over as governor. This year, in June, he tweeted, Shama Prasad Mukherjee wrote in his diary, the Hindu-Muslim problem can be solved with a civil war. Also, first Dahi Handi, today firecrackers, tomorrow the Award Wapsi Brigade, and those holding vigils may file litigation against the cremation rights of Hindus on grounds of causing air pollution. Legal experts say these could lead to charges of promoting communal hatred. But as governor, the Constitution, Article 361 in particular, protects him from any legal penalties. Governor Roy has shown little respect for that privilege. Since he became governor, he sent out tweets in the past as well, posts like, I seriously suggest Russian treatment to terrorist carcasses, wrap them in pigskin, bury them face down in pig excreta, no chance of furies. And in July 2015, in reaction to crowds at the funeral of Yaqub Memon, who was sentenced to death in the Mumbai blast case, intelligence should keep a tab on all except relatives and close friends who assembled before Yaqub Memon's corpse. Many are potential terrorists. We'll take a short break at this point, and when we come back, we'll debate our big exclusive, how VIP haters get away as ordinary people are thrown in jail. Alright, welcome back to our big debate on the brazen double standards, where VIP hate mongers have impunity from the law when it comes to death threats, when it comes to threats of communal violence, while ordinary people who post satire on social media or an offensive post taking on some VIP or a person of some stature find themselves thrown in jail. Joining us tonight on the debate, we have with us Krishna Sagar Rao, BJP leader, joining us from Hyderabad. Gaurav Gogoi, Lok Sabha MP of the Congress, is on the show with us. Also with us is Vrinda Grover, advocate of the Supreme Court, and Apar Gupta, who's also a Supreme Court advocate and an advocate for free speech on the internet, joining us on the show as well. We'll also be going across to Tathagat Roy, governor of Tripura, whose insightful tweets we just saw a while ago. Now, Vrinda Grover, we were always aware of these double standards when it came to netas and when it came to ordinary people. But when you all see it together, then it is fairly appalling, isn't it?
It's not just appalling. I think the impact that it's having, both on the individuals who are targeted because they happen to tweet something or pass a message, and how law is used to destroy their lives, and the message that is going out to all of us as citizens, right, that you dare not speak your mind, you dare not voice a dissenting opinion, you dare not voice a diverse opinion. Otherwise, you will not just be, somebody will not debate you, but they will ruin your life using the process of law.
Right.
So what we are seeing here is very, very alarming and dangerous in a democracy.
Now, Krishna Sagar Rao, I want to ask you, this is a malaise that unfortunately afflicts all parties across all states. But just to ask you about the BJP, a very simple question. Why is someone like T. Raja Singh, given the kind of statements that he makes, and we've just heard all those statements, why is someone like him still in the BJP?
See, if this story is loaded just against BJP, then it won't be objective, because I really wish your reporter in Hyderabad should have also visited MIM's office here, and Asaduddin Asaduddin's brother Akbaruddin Owaisi's hate speech.
It's not
I
against
wish that
the BJP.
package also came along.
It
in
is
this
against
story
all
because that was the hate
parties,
speech
and it's only
of the
we're
mother
only
of
looking
hate
at hate
speeches.
speech in the
Sinojin,
past
let
1
me
year.
complete.
And it is looking at people and politicians across
So let
party
me
lines,
complete.
from BJP,
I'm only saying
from the RJD, across party lines. I'm asking you though about Raja Singh. Here is somebody who threatens to behead. He incites communal hatred.
I will tell you, Srinivasan.
Why is he still in the party?
You gave me a chance. I am only saying,
yes,
I really wished your package had Akbaruddin Owaisi's hate speech, because that is the mother of all hate speeches. And you know what he said? He said, give me 15 minutes, I'll eliminate all Hindus in this country. Now, unfortunately, that package didn't come through, because that case is still pending. I mean, the charges are not pressed by 2 successive governments. Yes, you're right. What you are talking today is very valid to what is happening, and the VIP discrimination in terms of how the law is enforced must change. And we are an evolving democracy, and Bharatiya Janata Party is not in government in Telangana to withhold or to save Raja Singh. Raja Singh is an elected representative, and
why don't you take action against him?
He is responsible for the consequences.
No, but why does the party not take any action
For what?
against him?
For saying
Do
that
you
Vande
endorse his
Mataram.
views?
What did he say that we should act on him? Because I have seen the package which you have run, where he has said that if you do not say Vande Mataram, you are not an Indian. So he has a right to free speech. Where is hate speech there? He's just expressing his expression. I mean, he has the freedom to express that.
He said, if you oppose the temple in Ayodhya, you will be beheaded. He said that the Dalits in Una who were beaten, that beating was justified.
Who is he direct?
This is okay for the BJP?
No, Bharatiya Janata Party, let me be very categorical, Srinivasan Jain, that Bharatiya Janata Party will not encourage anyone to say such things. But please understand that he is not just a party karyakarta, he is an MLA. When he is an elected representative, it's not just about BJP. You just ran a package on what happened to in Bihar.
I know,
and what are the statements?
I know, but because you're BJP, because he's BJP, I'm asking you. I'm not getting into. Let's not get into whataboutery. I'm just asking you a simple question, and you've not given me an answer. Do you approve? Does the BJP approve of the kind of statements he makes? And if not, then why has he not faced any action from the party?
Srinivasan, I'm saying it for the second time that Bharatiya Janata Party doesn't approve of any violent language or acts.
Okay.
So we do not approve. I'm telling you again. But having said that, party cannot take random decisions without having proven that why he said what he said, where he said, because we are not judge and jury. We have an infrastructure, legal infrastructure in this country. Let the law take its course.
I mean,
why should party jump into suspending an MLA who's been elected by lakhs of people?
Why not?
That becomes a hassle.
Why not? If he said something which is clearly violative of the law. But let me just bring in Gaurav Gogoi, because Gaurav Gogoi, you know, this problem, as I said, is not unique to any party.
Right? That has
you have an ally.
We cannot go with the hearsay.
You have an ally in Bihar who is threatening to have the Prime Minister's head cut off, to skin the Prime Minister alive. I mean, what's going on?
Well, the language is deplorable, Srinivasan. This language should not be tolerated at all. And we have seen the cue and the signal set by Congress President Rahul Gandhi when he suspended Manishankar Iyer on a very distasteful remark that he has made.
Yes.
And I think it is all our responsibility that we check ourselves from using such hateful language, because people holding constitutional posts have a reach, have an impact far greater than a person who is not holding a constitutional post. And what we say, we have to be very careful, because we are our role models for the society.
But unfortunately, Section 66A, which was luckily struck down by the Supreme Court, was a legacy of your government, was it not? And even today, as our story found, it is used against ordinary citizens in a different form, while VIP hate mongers get away again and again. Let me just bring in Apar Gupta here. I mean, this is something, Apar, you were saying that you've been aware of, that 66A has come back in another form, but to actually see it being applied and to see the impact of it is shocking.
It's shocking, and it makes us feel, for several lawyers who are on the case, that we celebrated when 66 came out and we thought that this was a clear expression by the Supreme Court that it was standing up for freedom of speech. And in fact, in the judgment it said that expression, even advocacy, stringent advocacy, is within the confines of law. It's only when you incite an offense and you clearly run afoul of several of the criminal provisions of the IPC, it's only then you can be put in jail. But what's happening today is they are using sections which are not intended for speech, which are meant for hacking. They're using sections which are struck down, which are not law, 66A, and then they're replacing it with sections which are clearly inapplicable, such as sedition. So,
sedition for a Facebook post.
So,
I mean, that comes with life imprisonment.
Yes, and people are being put in jail for 42 days at a stretch. At a moment when we are celebrating Digital India, we are saying that there are millions of Indians who are coming online every second. Do we want an internet which is heavily controlled, heavily regulated? Do you want a internet which is as existing in China, where people cannot criticize and voice their opinions freely online?
Let me just go to Tripura Governor Tathagat Roy. I spoke to him earlier today and I began by asking him that the protection that he is guaranteed by the Constitution, the immunity, why does he not respect that, and why does he abuse it with the kinds of tweets that he sends out?
No, I absolutely disagree with you that I abuse that protection. In fact, I have made it amply clear in a number of my tweets that I seek no protection as a governor. I don't claim any special privilege as a governor. I am doing this as an ordinary person. I have that, I know. Also, I have that.
But when you say that you don't seek it, you have the protection. You have the protection.
A lot of abusive tweets come. As a matter of fact, they come to me too. If they are really abusive, then I block those persons. Sure.
No, but when I'm not talking about abusive, I'm talking about tweets that invite penalties under the sections of the law in this country. Like when you say, Shyama Prasad Mukherjee wrote in his diary that the Hindu-Muslim problem won't be solved without a civil war. What on earth was the need to send out such a tweet?
What is the need for studying history then? History is something that teaches us what had happened earlier and what could happen later. I am a chronicler of Dr. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee. I am his biographer, and therefore I consider it my duty to tell the nation what sort of a person he was, the way he thought and all that.
Is this historical also when you say Russian treatment to terrorist carcasses, wrap them in pigskin, bury them face down in pig excreta? Or when you allege that all those who gathered at Yaqub Memnon's funeral are terrorists? This is historical?
Yes. Good question. No, nothing of the sort. These are matters which concern state security. Can you find out a way of deterring a terrorist from hurting innocent people? You can catch them after the act. You can kill them also. But killing, they are not afraid of being dead because they have been indoctrinated with the idea that they will get houris in heaven. So how do you prevent them? How do you save the lives of ordinary people? That is what I try to underline, and this has been tried. This has been tried in Russia. Do you hear of Chechen terrorism in Russia lately? Because they have been doing this.
Can I just ask you, have you ever at any point received any kind of warning or admonition from the party to which you once belonged or the government about the kind of tweets that you've been sending?
No, never.
Never. All right. Not surprising. Thank you very much indeed, Tathagat Roy. Vrinda Grover, you have a situation where even a governor is able to tweet abusive, insightful language and he has constitutional protection. He has no regrets about the kind of tweets he sends, and nor has he been admonished.
I think what we need to go back to is that what is one of the basic propositions of law? That a person who occupies a high position, who holds authority, the responsibility with which they are required to conduct themselves and their accountability is required to be far greater than that of a person who does not hold such an office or such a position. One of the panelists just said that, an MLA who's elected into power by lakhs, well, precisely for that reason, that MLA is probably followed, his speeches are heard by millions and more across the country, if not across the world. Therefore, the exercise of responsibility, holding that position, and the accountability in law of such persons is required to be greater. What we are seeing happening here is actually exactly the inverse. It seems as though authority and accountability no longer have a direct relationship in the legal system. In fact, the relationship has been inversed. It is the ordinary man and the ordinary person out there who, for a remark which they have a right to make, they have a right to ridicule, they have a right to taunt, they have a right to insult, they have a right to mock. It is a right that I enjoy as a citizen of this country. And if it is hurting somebody's sentiments, I'm sorry, in a democracy we learn to live with that. We do not have a right to incite hatred and violence in the law. When we are being told, as one of the panelists just said, let the law take its own course. And let me make this very clear. This is a policy followed across party lines. It makes no difference. It is only where they are in power they will be doing this.
No,
so therefore, this is not a brief for any political party.
No, that's the point we're making. We're making through this show.
Just one last.
Yes.
Exactly, and I think that's what your illustrations were telling us. Everybody can pick and choose. As ordinary citizens, what we see and hear, I'm expressing. When we are told, and this is a favorite phrase of across party lines again, let the law take its own course. Why do they say this so calmly and casually without any fear of the law? Because they know that the legal system will be controlled, will be manipulated, will be diluted, and we have seen it in all the examples you have given.
The
police is sitting in their pocket.
Right. Krishna Sagar Rao, you have a situation where your government in Haryana, this gentleman, Suraj Pal Amu, we just saw him, he threatens beheading, he offers a bounty for it, he repeats himself again and again and again, and he's still at large. We're going to put those pictures up again. There he is at a rally this Saturday in Haryana making those same threats, and not a single action against him. Instead, a young man who puts a post, the police drive from Haryana through Uttarakhand to arrest him for 42 days.
See, he should be booked. There is no excuse. There is no question about it. I think law should be applied equally to everyone. I don't know why, because I haven't gone into the case too deep to explain it right now with you, for you. But at the same time, the man who has shared that WhatsApp caricature is also a crime. There are IPC 4 sections and 1 section of IT 66E. Then there is 409, 407. 507, 509, 499. There are so many sections. So why are these sections there? It is not for us to judge. Because certainly when you raise the issue of Raja Singh has cases.
No, you're saying for that sharing of the WhatsApp, he can face all those different charges, Apar Gupta?
I really doubt any kind of charges can be leveled against him. Firstly,
let me complete,
sir. Let me complete, sir.
Because he has used very obscene picture of the Prime Minister along with the woman.
Okay.
And certainly it calls for a 1 section.
Okay, let's get the legal view. Krishna Sagar Rao, go ahead.
I didn't obstruct you. I was asked, so I am answering.
Right. Go ahead, Apar. Go ahead.
Thank you so much. So, firstly, when you look at the IT Act itself, the speech-based offences which are there under the IT Act are very specific. They exist for transmission of pornography or obscene materials by itself. The WhatsApp that he did send needs to be reasoned on the basis of the complaint, which is then subsequently filed. Also, you know, what you notice is that the provisions which are placed against him defy singularity.
In simple terms, what does that mean?
In simple terms, they are saying that it's obscene, it's inviting communal hatred at the same point of time. And
Right.
what is the subject of the WhatsApp itself? It's a political leader. So what is the communal hatred which is being derived? The interview with the complainant also was shown, in which he said that he considers the political leader as a god. Okay, so if I consider any ex-person on the road as a god,
Yes.
and somebody else insults them, does that mean I can invoke provisions of the IPC for hate speech? Obviously not.
You want to respond to that? Krishna Sagar Rao?
Are political leaders gods?
Yes, of course. I wish the learned lawyer on the panel be the counsel for the man who went to jail. But now that doesn't work on TV studios. He has to do it in the court. What I'm trying to say is, if there is a charge pressed on some individual, then we have courts. We are a nation which works on institutions. You know, one of the panelists, learned panelists, has said that, you know, let the law take its course.
But the problem
it's
is,
not BJP's sentence. It's a sentence by a famous Prime Minister of India, P.V. Narasimha Rao.
Okay, but
So
the problem
let the law
is when
take
you
its
say
course, comes
Gaurav
from the
Gogoi,
faith you have in the legal system and the
Okay.
judiciary of this country.
Gaurav
We are
Gogoi,
not
the
a banana
problem is
republic.
the problem is that applies if the law is applied equally. But here you have a situation, and we've just shown you all those examples where all of these people face serious charges, but police have done nothing about it.
Absolutely, Srinivasan, and that's the unfortunate situation of it. If a common person goes to a police and say that here are these group of peers or group of colleagues in the office and they are sharing these creatives of mine on WhatsApp, the police is not likely to take it seriously. At the same time, there might be much less harmful material being spread, but it's related to a political leader,
Yes.
and the police jumps to action and even skips certain parts of the procedure. There are two things to this. A, I think it's very important for politics to elevate itself. It's becoming extremely demeaning and frankly speaking quite disgusting, the level of tone and tenor that we're using. It's time that we as politicians elevate the discourse, otherwise we'll turn away people from politics and they'll lose faith in the Indian political system. And secondly, I think it's for police, the alacrity that they show to a senior political leader's complaint,
Yes.
that same sensitivity should be shown to an ordinary citizen, because there are many people who are facing harassment because their pictures have
Right.
been leaked out, it's been circulated, some video has been made of this and that's
Right.
been circulated, their right to privacy, they have been unduly harassed. So common citizens need the protection of the law much more than political leaders.
Vrinda Grover, what is the way you think that this can be fixed? Are there anything that can be done institutionally to try and fix this?
Well, I think we will have to acknowledge that after about 70 odd years of independence, we are dealing with a legal system, particularly the criminal justice system. And this has been said by the Chief Justice of India, so I hope no panelist will pounce on me. These are not my observations. It has been said by a former Chief Justice of India that the criminal justice system of India seems to have broken down.
Right.
And we are seeing what this breaking down means and what are its implications for our democracy and for the ordinary person who is the most vulnerable.
Right.
Therefore, the ordinary person today cannot exercise
Okay.
freely, without fear, their right to speech,
Okay.
which they have and they must exercise and they must enjoy. On
All
the
right.
other hand, the power that is given to the elected representatives,
Yes.
with the hope that it will be used to further advance the democracy, is being used and abused, and the legal system is not in place to check them.
Okay.
I was just looking at the 267th report on hate speech
Yes.
given by the Law Commission of India in March 2017.
All right.
It has proposed 2 amendments in the Indian Penal Code.
Okay, we'll come back
Now,
to that.
my apprehension and fear here is that unless you are going to ensure that the legal system will not, the police will not be working at the behest of the politician,
Yes.
amending the criminal law will only be giving greater ammunition to harass and traumatize the life of the ordinary citizen.
Okay, we'll have to leave it there. I think the point is well made. In fact, we are completely out of time. We had more cases of VIP haters. We had more cases of ordinary people being arrested, but we just simply couldn't put it out there. But that's how bad the situation is. Thank you all so much for joining us on the debate tonight on Reality Check. We'll have to leave it there. Thanks for watching. Good night.